Welcome to the South Bend Cubs Crusader, the first edition of our weekly newsletter. I'm Mike Monaco, Media Relations Assistant this season. Thrilled to be with the team heading into 2015. It may not feel like it that baseball is around the corner, but it really is. We're here at Four Winds Field. There's snow everywhere, but we're less than a month away from first pitch against the Bowling Green Hot Rods in April. It's an exciting time. Baseball is back, and last week we caught up with South Bend Cubs manager Jimmy Gonzalez as he was getting set to head out to Mesa, Arizona for spring training with the entire Chicago Cubs organization. All right, South Bend Cubs fans, welcome in. I'm Mike Monaco, and I'm joined now by the South Bend Cubs manager, Jimmy Gonzalez. Jimmy is on the phone right now from Connecticut before he heads out to Mesa, Arizona for spring training with the rest of the Chicago Cubs organization. So Jimmy can appreciate the weather that we've all been dealing with out in South Bend because it's been as bad or maybe even worse on the East Coast. Jimmy, how is everything on the East Coast, and you getting excited for baseball?
I definitely am. It's snowy out here. You know, the weather is what it is up in the Northeast, but looking forward to getting down to spring training and get everything moving.
Absolutely. Well, we're sitting here at Four Winds Field and looking out at a field full of snow, but the regular season is not far away, 30-some-odd days before the season opener in early April. Just how excited are you to get out here to South Bend eventually and get the season started in a few short weeks?
Mike, we are super excited to get out there. It's a new affiliate for us, and just being able to be in the town of South Bend and being able to continue in the Midwest League, but in a new city, and we're very excited, players and staff alike.
Yeah, so you've been around this Chicago Cubs organization, and like you said, it's new to everyone here in South Bend with the South Bend franchise. In being around the organization, what have you learned about the fan base and just the general excitement level that all the fans have for Chicago Cubs baseball up and down the organization?
You know, Cubs fans are everywhere. I mean, no matter where you go, you see Cubs fans, and they're loyal fans. You know, and that's what's great. And they follow their players from the low levels all the way to the big leagues, and it's exciting to see that. Being able to be part of this team in South Bend, which is not far from Chicago. So I know that the fan base there is going to be huge, and they're excited as well to get the young team out there on the field and ready to go.
Yeah, it really is an exciting time to be a member of the Cubs family with all the new acquisitions of a farm system that is loaded top to bottom. What has the vibe been like in your just dealings in the offseason of people being a little bit more excited about the Chicago Cubs as a whole?
Just seeing what they have a purpose, you know, and obviously the purpose is to win, and they're doing what it takes to win. Seeing the acquisitions in the off season and the players they're bringing in, the changes that are being made, and it's exciting to see that as a staff member, knowing that their goal is to win, and they're doing what it takes to win. So it's exciting and I'm not just speaking of myself, all the staff and the fans. You know, they're all also seeing it, and they're excited with what's going on.
This is now your third season, or about to be your third season in the Cubs organization.
Correct.
What have you learned about being a coach through your first 2 years out there in Arizona?
You know, it's a lot of different things, from going from playing to coaching, and different things you have to look at. And the main thing is knowing that you're there for the players, you know, and getting the players to realize that, and building that trust that you build throughout spring training and the season. And once that trust is built, I mean, the sky's the limit with what the players themselves can do.
Yeah, you're touching there on your managerial style. And as a manager last year, how did that develop for you? And maybe how would you describe yourself as a manager in terms of the way you relate to players and how you approach player development?
You know, I just try to, I respect them, you know, just like they want respect. Well, I respect them the same way, you know. And it's about building relationships, because you can't go in there and try to demand something. You build a relationship, and they will do it. Once that relationship is built, they'll go above and beyond and do what they have to do.
Right, and we were touching on the playing career earlier for you. You just alluded to it. For those South Bend Cubs fans who may not know, you were drafted in the first round by the Astros in 1991, 14 seasons in the minor leagues. What were some of the biggest lessons you learned about professional baseball and all that consists of?
You know, it's not easy. A lot of these young players, they come in from high school and college, and sometimes they think it's going to be the same. They'll just play. Well, there's a lot of adjustments that have to be made at this level. And I'm talking even from rookie league all the way up. It's always a constant game of adjustment. And I mean, that's really it. You know, they need to be able to make those adjustments.
In a few days, you'll be heading out to Arizona, like we mentioned, for spring training with the rest of the Cubs organization. You'll be there for about a month before coming back to South Bend and hitting the ground running with the regular season. What will spring training consist of for you out there? And sort of, if you could, tell our fans what your role will be out there and what you look to accomplish.
Well, we have unfortunately, once we get there, we still won't know our roster. You know, so spring training is an effect where it all trickles down from the big leagues. So even when you think halfway through where you have a set roster, things happen. So we got to try to get our plays down and do it in general, and then once we get towards the end of spring training, then we'll begin to finalize our roster. You know, sometimes changes are made up until the last day, where you might think a player is or isn't going. He ends up going or not going with the team. So, it's tough. So we're just going to build up on the general plays that we have to do, what we expect as a staff, and then just go from there. And it's all going to be built on respect and relationships.
Absolutely. Well, as we wrap things up, Jimmy, one last question for you. Have you had a chance to visit South Bend before, and just what are you looking forward to about getting out here?
I've seen on the Instagrams and Twitters and all the changes that they've made to the field, to Fort Wayne Field, and we're excited to be there. I mean, I played in that league in 1992, and I went to South Bend. It was the White Sox at the time, and at that time it was one of the nicest stadiums. It was a huge stadium, so always the fans were always filling the seats. And now with the changes that they've made and the turf, new grass, and just all those changes, the weight room and the clubhouse, and I mean, players see that, so it's motivating them. They want to get there. So it's just exciting. I can't wait to get to the town and just be part of it.
It really is an exciting time, and the stadium's looking great right now. Now, if we can just get rid of this snow, we'll be about ready to roll. Well, thank you so much, Jimmy. We really do appreciate it, and we'll see you out here in a few weeks.
Thank you, Mike.